Welcome to Cryptoperdiem. In today's video, we're going to be having a look at staking on the Polymesh testnet 2, and this is in preparation for the launch of the incentivized testnet on March the 31st, with the awards scheme going live on April the 13th. And this is where we'll be able to test the testnet and be awarded based upon the transactions and the tasks that we complete in PolyX, which is a good deal. Right, okay, so before we even get into it, somebody was asking about how many people are going to be in it and so forth. Well, at the moment in the current testnet, according to this information here, which I'll post this link in the description box, there's 3,729 accounts. Now some of these are going to be accounts that are being held by the same person, so because you can have multiple accounts, as we're going to see with the staking. But that's just to give you an idea. At the end of the day, like I said, with the incentivized testnet, we're going to be compensated for our time in testing it with PolyX. And for me, any amount of PolyX I get is a bonus, for me. So it can't hurt. If you've got the time available, then why not? Why not? But yeah, you can have a look, play around in here and see what information you can find. I did have a look at the accounts, and most of the accounts just have PolyX just sitting there, 30,000 PolyX with no transactions. So there are a lot of accounts that are set up and basically nothing's been done in terms of transactions with it. So maybe they're just waiting or whatever the case may be. These are heavy testers right here. Look at that, boy. It's a lot of transactions. Okay, so let's jump over. So here we are, Polymath website on the Polymesh page. Up the top here, it's got Polymesh testnet 2. Click that. It comes up with this page with all the information you need to get started testing the current testnet. And I've done a video on it. You can follow along with my video. Get yourself set up with your Polymesh wallet and all that good stuff. Now what I haven't done is staking. So you click staking here, and these are the instructions that I'm going to be following. Alright, over on the Polymesh dashboard, like I showed before, you got the staking portal. The staking is not available on this dashboard, but it will be on the incentivized testnet. So for now, you got to come over to this link, and this is where the staking is, over here. Okay, so let's get right into it to see if I can follow these instructions. We'll find out. Okay, so how to start staking. All right, there we are, where we are. So most of it I think we've already done, but let's have a look. Right, so it says here there is a discrepancy between the Polymesh UI application and the Polymesh dashboard. The Polymesh UI application uses the label account, and the Polymesh dashboard uses the term keys. So on the dashboard, where you see keys is the same as where it says account on the Polymesh UI application for the staking. Okay, these are the same things. Since we are migrating the staking features from the Polymesh UI into the Polymesh dashboard, we will continue to use all labels associated with Polymesh applications. Your primary key, referred to as the stash account in the Polymesh UI staking interface, and the secondary key, referred to as the controller account in the staking interface. Now that you have successfully bridged PolyX, head over to the Polymesh dashboard, where you will complete your account setup for staking. Right, so once you have landed on the Polymesh dashboard, you can click on the account tab. On the account tab, you'll see your details on your keys section on the right. Create a label for your primary key by hovering over and then clicking on the pencil icon, which appears on the right of your screen. Alright, and I think I've already done this. So if I go over and I go to account, I've already set up my main key. Let me just change this here to stash. So stash account. Okay, right, so I've already done this part. If you'd followed along with my video for getting started, you would have already done this already. Alright, at this point you will need to create a new key through the Polymesh wallet extension. This new secondary key will then be linked to your primary key and will then and we will then walk through how to join this new secondary key to your account for use as your controller account in the staking interface. Right, so that means we got to get up our Polymesh wallet, and what we're going to do is we're going to hit add key. Now when I go to add key, it's going to come up with another what's it called, seed phrase and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to get that done, and then we're going to come back. So click add key and follow the prompts. Right, so once you've noted down your private key and re-input it, and then it will ask you to put a name, account name, and then it will ask for a password. So I've done that, and then I've just put controller because it's the controller account to differentiate the two keys or the two accounts. So let's head back over to here. Now that you've created another key in the Polymesh wallet extension, click on assign a key. The assign a key to your ID menu will slide out from the left. Alright, so let's do that. Don't know why this thing shut down. Right, so yep, assign. Okay, so I've already got this one here, so assume that I just need to put the other one in. So let's see if that works. Maybe I shouldn't have clicked that button. Let's try that again. Alright, so I think what I need to do is copy the key over here, paste that, then put in Cryptoperdiem. Oh no, this is the controller, and assign the key. Confirm, and then it should load up the wallet. So I give permission. Just put my password in. Okay. Right, so assigning key successful. And it says pending. Now it said it would say that, so let's go back and read what it says. So you will now see a pending label beside the key you just added to your account. We need to switch the context of the Polymesh dashboard so that the key you just created becomes the primary key. We need to do this because the action we just initiated must be confirmed by the recipient. It's a general theme in the Polymesh, blah 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 blah. In order to switch the context, we need to temporarily disable the primary key. We do this by unselecting the primary key in the Polymesh wallet extension in order to allow the newly created key to load as the primary key in the Polymesh dashboard. Click on the Polymesh wallet extension in your browser, scroll down to the unassigned keys section of the Polymesh wallet. Click on the circle icon on the far left, and the check mark on the right side will move to this key. Your browser will automatically refresh. Alright, so let's see if I get any of that. Alright. Did that work? Let's read that again. The dashboard is now in the context of a newly created key. In our example, click on the blue accept button. Alright, was I meant to do that in dashboard? Told you, this is off the cuff, man. So let's see how this works. Okay, so when I click that blue little button thing, it loaded this up, and then I have to accept it. Please confirm that you have your key assigned to Polymesh ID so that you can act on behalf. Yeah, confirm. And accept it. Okay, alright, so it was working how it said it was meant to work. Password again. Okay, it's accepting the key. Right, reloading. Alright, so why have I still got this one as the primary? Oh no, it's assigned now. So, right, let's go back over here. See what we need to do. Right, so your screen will automatically refreshing. We notice that the newly joined account controller test example is highlighted by a green bar. This is how you know which account the dashboard has set the context. In order to switch the context back to the primary key, reselect the account you created as your stash account by opening on the Polymesh wallet extension and clicking on the circular icon you unselected in step 6. Okay, so one second. Okay, reselect the account, stash account. This one is stash one. Right, okay. Okay, so I've got my two keys here, they're both assigned, and the blue tick and the grey box is on the testnet stash version. Why is that not called stash? Just change that to stash. Okay, so I think that's how it's supposed to be. So the stash one is primary, the controller one. I need, okay, so I need the tick to be on the stash. So I've done something wrong here. So I need to go over here. No, what am I talking about? The tick is on the stash, that's fine. Okay, yeah, looks like I've done it all right then. I've corrected it. Okay, so let's start with the staking then. So Polymesh UI. So let's go over here now. Alright, so the staking overview subsection will show the active operators labeled as validators in the screenshots. You will have incorrect labels for the testnet release. Since Polymesh is running all nodes during the testnet release, most of the subsection tabs are not relevant at this time. Select account actions, then click the plus button beside the nominator label in the top right hand corner button to begin bonding. Okay. So let's just do that bit now. So, alright, so over here, account actions, add nominator. Okay, here we are. Distinct stash requirement to ensure. Alright, so think of your stash as your cold wallet and the controller as your hot wallet. Funding operations are controlled by the stash, any other non-funding actions by the controller itself. To ensure optimal fund security, using the same stash controller is strongly discouraged but not forbidden. The amount placed at stake should not be your full available amount to allow for transaction fees. Once bonded, it will need to be unlocked, withdrawn, and will be locked for at least the bonding duration. Rewards once paid can be deposited to either the stash or controller with different effects. Alright, so one second, didn't I save that? Stash card, so it's still coming up with that. So I got my stash account needs to be testnet controller. Alright. The controller does not have sufficient funds available to cover transaction fees. If you ensure that a funded controller is used. So let's go back to here, because it says the same thing here. So okay. If you see a screen like this, you must transfer funds to the controller to be able to pay for fees. When staking, fees for bonding and unbonding polyX are paid from the controller account. Click cancel to continue. Click transfer on the left hand nav bar. Change the sent address to controller. Include an amount. Alright. Okay, so I know what I need to do. So click cancel. I need to fund some polyX into the other account. So let's just get that done. So let's copy this address. Okay. Right, so I'm sending polyX over to my controller account. Alright, that's done. Let's try that again. Okay. Right, so let's go back to these instructions. Alright, so here we have the stash account we have lined up. Okay, click when staking fees for bonding are paid for the control account. Click cancel to continue. Click transfer on the left hand nav bar. Change the sent to address to the controller. Include an amount. In this example, we choose 1,000. Oh yes, we now have enough funds in the controller account. Okay, so I kind of already did that another way. You could have just done it that way. Alright. You will now have enough funds in the controller account to pay for transactions. You can now click on the blue plus button beside the nominate label. When the window opens, change the controller account to the account that you transferred polyX to. enter the amount you want to bond and select the amount. So let's have a look how that works out. So controller account I've got there. Right, that's right now. Okay. On-chain bonding. Okay, here we go. Value bonded. So 100,000. Payment destination. Which one does it say it should be? You can now click on the window opens. Just enter the amount you want. So the payment destination, what should the payment destination be? Well, I suppose you can actually, okay. So the payment destination, you can choose, right? Okay, so you can choose the payment destination to increase the stake, which is kind of like compounding, or to the stash account to not increase the amount at stake, or send it to the controller. Right. Okay, I see. So in this case, let's transfer to, let's see a bit of compounding, increase the stake. Okay, let's have a bit of that. Right, so let's just click next, and then you get different nominators. It doesn't matter at this point. Can you select more than one nominator? Let's have a look. Alright, so on the following screen, you'll be able to select the node operators that you want to bond your stake to. Select node operators from the list under the candidate list. When you've done, click bond and nominate. Right, okay, so I suppose you can select more than one nominator and it'll just divide it among those nominators. Okay. So bond and nominate. Okay. Sign and submit. Right, so you see the network fee there is 248 polyx. So I'm going to put my password in and click sign. Okay, great. So then I see here that I've bonded 100,000 poly in on my staking. Alright, let's have a look. Is there any more instructions? How to stop staking on the polymesh UI. Well, when I do that, we'll go through with all that. Claiming, yeah, when we go through all that, we'll go through this part. I think that's enough for, yeah. So hopefully this helps me going through the process and seeing what what it is, helps you to go through this process as well. I'm gonna have a dig around in it and see what other information I can see and find out, but it's looking pretty good so far. I think I understand the process. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully it helps you. If you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. So with that, I'm gonna say have a good day or have a good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Later.